Imagine this. Tonight, the whole world decides to do the same weird thing at the same exact time. No politics, no wars, no Netflix spoilers, just billions of people standing outside holding tiny laser pointers, all aiming them straight at the moon. The question is, would we actually light up the moon like a giant cosmic disco ball? Or would it be the world's most disappointing flashlight party? Let's find out. Okay, first off, the moon is far, like really far, about 240,000 miles away. If you got in a car and drove nonstop at highway speed, you'd reach it in about 4 months. That's the kind of road trip where even the best snacks would go stale. Now, a cheap laser pointer, the kind you use to annoy your cat, puts out maybe 1 to 5 milliwatts of light. Sounds cool, but compared to the sun, that's like throwing a single grain of rice into the ocean and hoping to raise the tide. But here's the twist. We're not talking about one person. We're talking about every single human on Earth. Roughly 8 billion of us. If each of us holds a 1 milliwatt laser, that's 8 billion milliwatts, or 8 million watts total. 8 million watts. That's about the same as 6 to 8 large wind turbines. In other words, humanity unites for the greatest science experiment ever, and the total energy is roughly the same as one small power plant. Not exactly Death Star level, but okay. Let's say all those beams make it through Earth's atmosphere. That's a big if, because air isn't perfectly clear. It bends, scatters, and absorbs light. Plus, most people don't even have a clear view of the moon at the same time. Half the world is in daylight, and clouds ruin things for millions more. So realistically, maybe a quarter of humanity actually gets their lasers on target. That drops our power to about 2 million watts. Still big, but not insane. Here's the fun part. Would the moon look brighter? Well, the moon already shines because it reflects sunlight. On a full moon, it reflects about 400,000 billion watts of sunlight down to Earth. Compare that to our 2 million watts of laser power. That's like putting a single candle in the middle of Times Square at night and asking if anyone notices. The answer? No, not a chance. But let's crank it up. What if everyone used those military-grade high-powered lasers instead of toy ones? The kind that can pop balloons and set stuff on fire. Let's say 1 watt each. Now we're talking 8 billion watts total. That's like the output of a giant power plant. Still, compared to the sun's light bouncing off the moon, it's nothing. Maybe, just maybe, astronomers with very sensitive telescopes could detect a faint red glow. To the naked eye, though, the moon would look exactly the same. No glowing dot, no blood-red laser moon, no lunar boss fight unlocked. But here's the wild part. If we actually could focus that energy, say, if humanity combined forces with giant, perfectly aligned laser cannons all firing in sync, we might start to heat up the lunar soil. At extreme levels, you could even scorch the surface, leaving a faint dark spot visible from Earth. But that would require lasers, billions of times more powerful than anything we could realistically build. And honestly, if we had that tech aiming it at the moon, would be the least of our problems. So what's the big reveal here? If everyone pointed a laser at the moon, nothing really happens. Not to the moon anyway. The real result would happen here on Earth. Think about it. 8 billion lasers shining through the atmosphere at once. Planes would have to be grounded. Satellites would be blinded. Half the world would be waving little beams of light into the sky like some weird global rave. And for that one night, we'd have done something humanity almost never does: agree on a single ridiculous project. So the takeaway, lasers aren't changing the moon anytime soon. But the idea of everyone on Earth working together for the same cause, now that's something way more powerful than any laser pointer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this cosmic thought experiment, make sure to hit the like button, drop a comment with your own what-if idea, and subscribe for more weird science adventures. And hey, if you do try pointing a laser at the moon, just make sure there's not a pilot flying overhead.